Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to ask you to take your seats. We've had a little bit of a power outage of our overhead lights, and we're trying to figure out what has happened. So we don't want anyone to trip. And if you would be so kind to find your seat, that would be the safest thing.
If everybody could get seated, we'd love to start promptly. Please take your seats. Great.
TVs are back up. Do we have each other's remotes by any chance? Got it. Yeah, we're back up. We gotta get these. Push the left.
Okay, I'm excited that the lights are back on and we are ready to begin the program. If everybody could please sit down, we are ready to begin the program.
You want me to start? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Every family has a story to tell. I am so pleased to welcome all of you, our JFCS family, to hear the story of this past year. Together, we will celebrate the best of JFCS and all the good our agency has brought and continues to bring to the community. It is my honor and pleasure to acknowledge certain dignitaries who are with us tonight. Please hold your applause until the end. Jennifer Dubrow-Weiss, Chief Executive Officer, Jewish Federation of Southern New Jersey. Vicki Zell, Executive Director, Raymond and Gertrude Saltzman Foundation. Oded Kraus, Katz JCC Executive Director. Les Cohen, former Katz JCC Executive Director. David Portnow, Editor and Executive Director, Jewish Community Voice. David Snyder, Chief Advancement and Community Relations Officer. Jeffrey Nash, Camden County Commissioner. Melinda Kane, Camden County Commissioner. Michelle Galco,
Cherry Hill Township Councilwoman. Jennifer Appel, Cherry Hill Township Councilwoman. Harry Platt, Voorhees Township Committeeman and President, Jewish Federation of Southern New Jersey. Bernie Platt, former mayor of Cherry Hill, and Rabbi Brian Wexler, Temple Beth Shalom. It is now my pleasure to introduce Sarah Bienenfeld, the Rebbitzin of Young Israel of Cherry Hill and a valued JFCS volunteer, to give the Devar Torah.
Thank you all and good evening. I am humbled to be speaking before you all tonight, a group of volunteers, lay people, and employees who dedicate their time and energy to helping others. Thank you to Rachel Ovitz and Sherry Jonas for the opportunity to share a brief Torah thought. We just concluded a very busy season of many holidays, which culminated with Simchat Torah, celebrating the completion of the annual cycle of reading the entire Torah. This coming Shabbat, we will read Parshat Noach, the second portion of the entire Torah, detailing the life of Noah and the generation of the great flood. Noah is referred to as an Ish Tzaddik, a righteous individual, who is chosen to be spared from the fate of the rest of his generation because of his righteous ways. Noah is a prophet and a dutiful servant of God. Noah is no stranger to hard work, dedicating himself to the construction of an ark for 120 years at God's orders, and then caring for thousands of species of animals who boarded the ark, all at God's behest. And yet, as much as we should marvel at all that Noah was, it is equally critical that we consider what he was not, the father of the Jewish people. For all of Noah's great deeds, service, and religious commitments, it would not be until 10 generations later that God identifies Abraham as the forefather of our nation. What were the attributes unique to Abraham that caused God to confer upon him this special status? Why do we look to Abraham as the patriarch of our nation rather than to Noah? Some of the commentators put it essentially this way. Had Abraham been the one building an ark, a boat, for 120 years, it is unfathomable that only his family alone would have found salvation inside. Abraham was the consummate Baal Chesed, one who identifies the needs of others, then reaches out and provides. It is Abraham who serves as the exemplar of loving kindness, of welcoming guests, of providing for the needs of anyone who would pass by the portals of his home. Ultimately, the symbol of the Jewish people is not the teva, the ark, but the ohel, the tent. A vessel which provides refuge for my family, but not others, is not representative of the Jewish spirit. It is the construction of Abraham and Sarah's tent, open on all four sides to accommodate passersby of all shapes and stripes, that launched our religion. As our rabbis declare in the Talmud in Beitzah, Kol hamerachim al habrios biyadua shehu mizaro shel Avraham Avinu. Anyone who acts with mercy towards others is known to be of the offspring of Abraham, our forefather. The tent of Abraham and Sarah is alive and well in our community, and that is in thanks to this remarkable organization. The volunteers, lay leaders, and professionals of JFCS tirelessly dedicate themselves to the task of ensuring that Abraham's work continues today, that the needs of our community will be met with love and compassion, and that services will be offered with dignity and respect. May Hashem bless you for your continued efforts in ensuring that the tent of Abraham and Sarah be kept forever open on all four sides. Thank you.
Hello. Ooh, sorry. My name is Margie Dannenbaum, and I am the president of Jewish Family and Children's Services. Welcome to our annual celebration. It is such an honor to be here tonight with you in person and virtually as we showcase JFCS. We sure do have a lot to celebrate. The last year and a half turned our worlds inside out and upside down. The only constant was change. And let me tell you, consistent change sure makes it challenging to run an agency. It surely was a difficult time to be a board president. Heck, my hair wasn't gray before I took on this role. Having to pivot swiftly and frequently to meet the growing needs of the most vulnerable people in our community has been an incredible endeavor. Yet, like Ted Lasso, one of my favorite TV characters, we at JFCS believed. We believed in our abilities, we believed in our creativity, we believed in our collaboration with the Jewish Federation and our family of agencies, and mostly, we believed in each other, our staff, our board of directors, our volunteers, and our clients. From this faith came great outcomes, which you will hear about shortly from Marla. Many times over the past months, I was reminded of something that Gail Fendrick of blessed memory said many years ago when asked by Rabbi Micah Peltz in his High Holy Day sermon to create a 6-word statement that depicted her life story. Gail, who fought MS for many years, replied, "I wouldn't change a thing." I have thought of her words often over the past 18 months. I am so inspired by her attitude of gratitude. Her words reminded me that although our situation was hard, it was also inspiring. Through all the chaos, JFCS met our community's current and evolving needs. JFCS listened, we learned, we adapted, and we acted. I wouldn't change a thing. I want to extend a hearty thank you to our fearless executive director, Marla Myers, for her unending dedication and commitment. She regularly went far above and beyond as she led our agency. I have learned so much from her over the past year, and I am grateful for her dedication and her ability to navigate any situation with such grace and wisdom. I appreciate all that you have done, Marla, and I know our entire community does as well. I would also like to thank Beth Wynn, Melanie Stupler, Meredith Cohen, and our department directors, Carlos Bermeo, Barbara Abrams, Bernadette Gizmonde, Gail Belfer, Rebecca Rosenau, Mary Seligman, Sherry Jonas, and the entire JFCS staff and volunteers for all you do every day to make our agency shine. We are only as strong as we are because of each of you. I also want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Ed Stein and Eileen Weinberg for your dedication as our Volunteers of the Year. How inspiring to give so much of yourselves to help others during this trying time. Mazel Tov to Casey Isdaner for receiving our B'nai Tikva Award. Your unending support and guidance as we created our amazing Rona Fisher Family Assistance Building reminds me what building hope is all about. We could not have done it without you. I am thrilled you will be joining our esteemed advisory board. Additionally, I want to extend my gratitude to the Camden County Board of Commissioners. You are true partners to JFCS, and we truly value all you do to help us advance our mission of offering hope and help. Although the installation of our new board members is not until October 27th at Federation's annual meeting, I do want to welcome back Rona Cohen and welcome Stephanie Fendrick and Jen Gerstein to our board of directors. I am excited to work with each of you. I also want to thank Greg Wolf and Charlotte Felcher for their service to our board. Greg has brought so much passion and advocacy to our agency, and while he is retiring from the board, I know he will still be one of our biggest cheerleaders and supporters. Charla has helped us in so many ways with her creativity and her myriad of connections. She too will remain a wonderful advocate for JFCS, even though her time and our board is coming to an end. Thank you, Charla and Greg. My life has been truly enriched through my work at JFCS. I am so proud to be part of an organization that operates with empathy, respect, cooperation, and a lot of hard work. As I begin the second year of my term as president and continue to navigate these uncertain times, I will keep a Brene Brown teaching in my head. I promise to take responsibility for finding the potential in people and processes and partner with all of you to develop that potential. I believe that this will enable us all to succeed as individuals, an agency, and a community. Thank you. And I want to introduce next Sherry Jonas, our director of our volunteer department, up next.
Thank you, Margie.
Oh, I didn't realize you're behind me.
Thank you, Margie. And thank you all. I just finished a book entitled What Happened to You by Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey, which delves into the subject of trauma. The author discussed post-traumatic wisdom and how belonging to a community can be a gateway to resiliency and healing. In one way or another, this pandemic has been traumatic for all of us. The great news is that through our efforts here at JFCS, we are displaying resiliency and providing healing for one another. Together, as volunteers and staff, we have supported one another, supported our clients, and helped those who could not help themselves. We're even stronger now as a community than we were before the pandemic. More than 130 new inquiries from our community came in this year for people who wanted to volunteer and get involved. As a result, we added almost 60 additional volunteers to our staff. Every one of our vetted and non-vetted volunteers is honored in our brochure. As I share stories from each department of how we've impacted our clients, on the screens, you'll see a list of the volunteers who've reached special milestones. Let's talk about what you helped accomplish and the impact of your wisdom. Our volunteers packed and delivered more than 13,000 bags of groceries and personal care items. A food pantry client told a volunteer that without our help, she would not have been able to adequately feed and diaper her baby through this pandemic. Our kosher meal program volunteers packed and delivered 11,181 meals. A 90-year-old widower receiving those meals, who no longer cooked and rarely left his home, said those meals were his lifeline. Our friendly visitor clients were kept engaged while isolated as our volunteers provided more than 400 hours in phone support to these homebound individuals. One client whose children do not live nearby stated that she felt like her friendly visitor was part of her family and welled up at the thought of what our agency has done for her by providing this very meaningful connection. Our personal shoppers work weekly to provide the much needed support to those who could no longer do their own food shopping. A client with medical issues stated that her personal shopper gave some of her independence back to her. The volunteers of our TOPS Day program for individuals with special needs continue to stay engaged over Zoom. A parent of a participant shared that without the weekly virtual programming, her son would have been completely disconnected from his peers. If I had more time, I could go on and on with these stories. Altogether, 10,434 hours have been provided by the generosity of our fabulous volunteers with an estimated value of $327,716. These are extraordinary times, and each of you is extraordinary for your commitment, attitude, and devotion to this agency and our mission to help others help themselves with dignity and respect. Our post-traumatic wisdom is that we are stronger together, united in effort towards a common goal to take care of one another. I'd like to take a moment now to acknowledge those volunteers who are here tonight, whether in person or joining us virtually. Please stand, even if you're at home, and stay standing until all the names have been called. And I apologize if there are any omissions for someone who came tonight who's not on the list. Pam Adler, Bob Bank, Sarah Bienenfeld, David Bross, David Chodikoff, Rona Cohen, Margie Dannenbaum, Joyce Fetter, Abe Ferdas, Al Fox, Bobby Fox, Sumana Gadiraju, Jen Gerstein, Ann Lynn Glazer, Larry Glazer, Dee Goki, Laura Gottlieb, Robert Greenberg, Joanna Greenfield, Yakir Hassi, Howard Jonas, Louise Katz, Rich Levitov, Nancy Lewis, Annika Liu, Andy Lowe, Judy Love, Bob Malkin, Rhonda Manders, Susan McClinsky, Ann Miller, Hope Morgan, Renee Nachbar, Margot Orlin, Pam Rosenberg, Carl Roth, David Schwartz, Murray Chipon, Heidi Silverberg, Eric Stahl, Ed Stein, Judy Stein, Jay Sternchos, Eileen Weinberg, and David Zoe. Thank you. You may be seated. It is now my honor to recognize our two amazing volunteers of the year. Ed Stein has been a volunteer since 2011, providing more than 10 years of service to our agency. He is incredibly hardworking and dedicated. Ed wears many hats at our agency. He delivers meals, holiday treats, gifts, and groceries, and continued to do all this during the pandemic. He also drives our veterans to their vital doctor's appointments. He helps stock shelves at the pantry. And he's one of the few volunteers who's willing to deliver meals and groceries anywhere, no matter where it is, to help a client in need. He, along with his wife, Judy, were cooking companions for a homebound senior who could no longer cook for herself. And if that wasn't enough, he motivated many of his friends from the South Jersey Men's Club to help our agency. Together, they've provided more than 500 hours of a range of activities, including building shelves at our pantry, stocking shelves, participating in food drives and food sorts, donating yurtzeit candles, and participating in our annual flagging of the graves to honor the fallen war veterans for Memorial Day. Ed always has his eye on the big picture. He asks thoughtful questions, and he's always willing to share his ideas on how to make our operations more efficient. He is a man of great empathy for those less fortunate, and he and his wife are valued members of our team. Thank you, Ed, for your exemplary service to our agency and this community. Please come up.
Yeah, very nice.
Hold
Thank
this
you.
up.
Thank you.
Right there for camera. Step back. Mhm. There you go. You're welcome. You deserve it. Our next volunteer of the year, Eileen Weinberg. Eileen started with our agency 3 years ago. I knew right away that she was a gem. During her training, Eileen was interested in almost everything we had to offer. Eileen has helped with administrative tasks and made Jfcs centerpiece baskets for synagogues to show awareness of food insecurity. She helped make Purim bags. She packed and delivered groceries, holiday treats, meals, and gifts. Every week, she picks up and delivers kosher meals to homebound seniors. No location for her is too far, and she is another one of our volunteers who's willing to drive anywhere. She always does it with grace and a smile. Frequently, Eileen will come to me and say, "I'll do anything you need, anything, just ask me, I'll do anything." She was part of our Samaritan Hospice Shabbat holiday program, challah program. She picked up challahs weekly and made bags with juice and candles. She delivered boxes to clients in South Jersey through our partnership with the Jewish Relief Agency. And with an affinity for veterans, she drove our veteran clients to their doctor's appointments. Her patience is inspiring. One vet had several doctor's appointments all in one day at the Philadelphia VA hospital. He needed, after his appointment, to get his prescriptions filled. And then, since he rarely got out, he decided he wanted some shoes. Eileen was patient and caring and truly enjoyed being able to help this client. This client was overwhelmingly appreciative, and so was I. She made a huge difference in that man's life, and she's made a difference in many clients' lives. Eileen is a gift to our agency, and it is a privilege to work with her. Thank you, Eileen, for your exemplary service to JFCS and the entire South Jersey community. Please come up. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just trying to open it up. I can't say enough nice things about you. Okay, go ahead and hold this. You are a gem. Like this? Yeah.
Thank you so much. My
You're welcome.
pleasure.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to welcome up Marla Myers to present her Executive Director's Report.
I am so pleased to welcome you to the JFCS Family Reunion. This is certainly a time of celebration and relief that we can join together in person as well as on our telecast with 70 at-home viewers. For so many of us, JFCS is synonymous with family and the values of love, connection, and understanding that make a family so very special. This makes our annual celebration so important at this most unusual time in history. As always, it is my sincere pleasure to provide you with an update on our beloved agency and to share with you why we can take pride in our collective accomplishments. It is my hope that the remarks heard this evening will infuse you with a sense of excitement for not only the accomplishments to date, but also for the possibilities and opportunities that lie ahead. As you are well aware, JFCS has worked incredibly hard throughout the last year and a half and held true to our status as a premier and exemplary social service agency fueled by our love of humanity. I want to direct your attention to the screens so that you can see some of our amazing accomplishments. Programmatically, the agency is exceptionally strong. We have risen to meet so many challenges and so many unprecedented needs voiced by our community. The staff have gone above and beyond to make sure that those needs are met. There is no way that any of us alone could have accomplished what we have done together. The strength of our collective staff fueled our fantastic outcomes. And it is that strength that provided us with the wherewithal to withstand the many storms that we faced. I am incredibly proud of each of our colleagues. In such a unique year, they displayed two core values time and time again: collaborative vision and the ability to work as a team, and a steadfast passion and commitment to service others. And yet, there is still something extra special about our dedicated JFCS staff and the level of excellence they embrace. They are the additional degree that is needed for water to boil, the special sauce that makes a recipe a delicacy, the beacon of light that ensures a path from darkness. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my management team, department directors, frontline staff, and behind the scenes administrators, as well as our many wonderful volunteers. Each of you is a hero in your own right and deserve much credit for our success. All of our JFCS staff deserve to be commended, and I ask that they rise and that everyone join me in giving them a round of applause. Rise. Come on, there's more of you. Come on, loud and proud. All outcomes, big and small, matter at JFCS. At this time, I want to turn to look at some of the monumental standouts of this year. This has been an incredible period of time for social service agencies. We have been bombarded with needs and requests from vulnerable members of the community. Keeping up with the demand required additional funding. You, our JFCS extended family, responded, and as a result, it's been a banner year for our fundraising. Let me first give a hearty thank you to the Jewish Federation of Southern New Jersey for the fruits of their successful COVID relief fund, which has provided JFCS to date with $278,000 to help feed members of our community, pay sorely needed bills and mortgage payments, and disperse personal care items. The Jewish Federation also spearheaded the system's application for PPP loans, which helped us defray the deficit we would otherwise have faced. We are most grateful. I am also very proud to share that we have worked diligently to further build our endowment. The Life and Legacy program of the Jewish Community Foundation, along with work that has been done by many in our system to educate the community about our needs, has yielded several handsome bequests that have fueled the growth of our endowment by an additional $1 million during this past year. Yes. Woo! On August 19th, JFCS celebrated the one-year anniversary of the Jewish Federation's Weinberg Commons Phase 1. Woo! And that is where a dozen lively, stand up, my Weinberg clients. Please stand up. Let everyone see you. Our lively JFCS clients with special needs now call home. Woo-hoo! They, along with 100 plus seniors, call Weinberg Commons home. In addition, during the second week in September, we welcomed the first 7 JFCS clients into phase 2 of the Weinberg Commons. It takes a lot of tenacity and devotion to run a special needs residential program like this one and to provide supportive services for dozens of seniors. And we are very proud of our accomplishments to date. We never could have done it without the can-do attitudes of Barbara Abrams and Bernadette Gismondi, who have joined me and Melanie Stupler in working endless hours during the past 3 years to ensure the happiness and safety of our special needs clients at Weinberg Commons. They, in partnership with their managers and direct support professionals, as well as Ronnie Trainer, who supports the seniors there, are exceptional human beings and professionals. Let's give them a round of applause, too. And finally, with great pride, on October 28th, we will dedicate our new Rona Fisher Family Assistance Building, Betsy and Peter Fisher Food Pantry at 6 East Miami Avenue in Cherry Hill, just off Kings Highway. This project has been an awesome undertaking, and the results are marvelous. We cannot thank the generous donors who have allowed us to carry out this dream of having our own building on the west side of Cherry Hill to serve our community with wraparound services, including food pantries, case management, nutrition programs, counseling, and limitless future possibilities. A grand thank you to Peter and Betsy Fisher for laying the groundwork for this awesome fundraising effort. And thank you to all of the capital donors who have joined them. And we cannot thank our project manager, Casey Isdaner, enough for his heroic efforts. Thank you to those who have helped to plan this year's annual meeting. Our exceptional Associate Executive Director, Beth Wynn, as well as Kelly Giuliano, Meredith Cohen, Rachel Ovitz, Tony Sora, Sherry Jonas, Randy Brown, and Wendy Hernberg. I would like to give a special thank you to our Jewish Federation and family of agencies for joining us tonight and throughout the year, and for supporting the good work of JFCS as we collaborate on so many projects. Jen, Vicki, Oded, David Snyder, and David Portnow, and David Thompson. It is wonderful to see many of you here, and I thank you for your friendship and support. My appreciation would not be complete without sharing with you just how devoted our board of directors is. They are there every step of the way, ready to lend a hand, to generate new ideas, to immerse themselves in their committees and volunteer work, to listen and to guide. Each of you deserves the utmost gratitude that we can share. Thank you to each and every one of you. And thank you to our fearless leader, President Margie Dannenbaum, who has been a superb partner and friend to me and our board over her tenure. Her can-do attitude and commitment to doing what is good and just is an example for all to follow. The English poet laureate Robert Southey said, "No distance of place or lapse of time can lessen the friendship of those who are thoroughly persuaded of one another's worth." You are all so valuable to JFCS, and it warms my heart to be back with our extended family tonight. Enjoy your reunion. I would now like to call Beth Wynn to the podium to present the Staff Years of Service Awards.
Good evening. Marla is right. The passion and commitment displayed by the JFCS staff is unparalleled. Even without a global pandemic, our staff is devoted to the well-being of this community. It is now my privilege to recognize our staff members who have achieved 5, 10, and 20 years of service. We are truly blessed that each one of you has chosen to make JFCS your home away from home. Your dedication means so much to your colleagues, our clients, and our entire community. 5-year awards. Diana Goki, Gloria Marin, Janine Martin, Tamima Rothmel, Kathleen Smith, Stephen Zinn. 10-year awards. Karen Alamo, Deborah DiDonato, Hillary Platt, Mary Seligman, and 20 years, Pamela Jackson. Let's give them a round of applause. At this point, I'd like to call upon Carlos Bermeo, our clinical director, to present the Sandra Berman Memorial Award.
Good evening, everybody. So, the Sandra Berman Memorial Award is given to a JFCS social worker who represents the values of service, social justice, dignity, integrity, and compassion. This award was founded by Michelle Golko, a JFCS past president, and her husband Kurt, in loving memory of their mother and mother-in-law. Mrs. Berman devoted her life to social work, even going door to door to see clients to make sure that they received the help they needed. Excuse me. This year's recipient is Lisa Rosenberg, who in the last 3 years has demonstrated the value herself to embody the qualities and values that this award represents. I am excited to share that due to the generosity of the Golko family, this award has expanded to include a stipend to the recipient to spend on professional development. Let's get to know Lisa in a counseling assessment fashion. Lisa, this is your case conceptualization. So initial consult. At the time of her initial interview, Lisa was charismatic. She presented with a cheerful and confident mood. She was friendly, insightful, and terribly intelligent. As she holds more than 13 years of experience as an educator and providing support to children and families. So the reason for the session. So she sought to become a member of the JFCS counseling team. As in her own words, and this is from her application, or her initial email actually, I am confident that my experiences and expertise align well with JFCS, and that I will make a valuable member of your team. My assessment and diagnosis. After discussing her goals and motivating factors for dedicating her career to the service of others, it was reasonable to determine that she suffered from altruistic personality disorder, much like the rest of the JFCS staff. Plan and recommendations. So about 12 minutes into the session, and she doesn't know this, by the way, I made the decision to offer Lisa a position with JFCS. What a great decision it was, obviously. And now the most important thing, the outcomes. Over the last 3 years, Lisa has provided one-on-one therapeutic services to children, adolescents, and adults. Her clients have now developed a stronger sense of well-being and have developed effective coping skills and strategies to address the daily stressors of life, especially during a pandemic. But that's not all. Ever passionate about meeting the needs of the community, Lisa jumped at the chance to be part of This Life Counts, our youth suicide awareness and prevention program, and Coronation, our pandemic-specific stress program for parents and children. She even initiated a teacher anxiety program when former colleagues reached out to her saying that they needed help to cope with the onslaught of stressors that educators were facing. She also helped facilitate Project Rainbow, our LGBTQ programming for tweens and teens. You can see on the screen the tremendous outcomes that Lisa has helped garner through all these programs. In conclusion, Lisa Rosenberg is a resourceful therapist who is always looking ahead at the next challenge, at the next client need, and at the next potential trend. She personifies so many of the core values of JFCS, as she is a team player, an effective communicator, and empathetic and innovative. She is also tireless and extremely dedicated. For all of these reasons, I am privileged to present her with this year's Sandra Berman Memorial Award. And now help me welcome Barbara Abrams, the Director of Special Needs, to present the unsung heroes of Weinberg Commons. Thank you.
Good evening. Better? This unprecedented year has certainly presented many challenges for the JFCS staff, but the opening of a residential program during a worldwide pandemic was nothing short of heroic. JFCS was set to open our doors on March 17th to our first group of residents, and then the world shut down. Planning and coordinating for a safe opening amidst COVID was not an easy task. And today we're honoring the 3 individuals who have led this charge over the past year. They truly are our unsung heroes. Bernadette Gismondi joined JFCS in October 2019 as the director of the residential program. Her previous experiences running residential programs helped guide our way as JFCS embarked on this exciting and rewarding initiative. I think of Bernadette as a true Renaissance woman, and by that I mean she can do it all. I've had the distinct pleasure of working with Bernadette over the past 2 years. Her expertise in working with New Jersey governing agencies helped us become a licensed provider. Working with state agencies is challenging on many levels, and Bernadette understands the big and small issues and is willing to dive deep with both. She has the unique skill set to write an entire policy and procedure manual, and yet also has the willingness and grit to get down on her hands and knees to clean a trash closet full of flies if necessary. And she does it all with her can-do attitude, and nothing is too much or too little for her. One of our biggest obstacles over the past 18 months has been the retention of staff. After having hired a full composition of staff to open in March 2020, she and her managers needed to rehire, train, supervise, and retain staff for the new opening only 6 months later. Doing this within a pandemic, within a huge labor shortage in every industry, has and continues to be a huge challenge. With her positive attitude, she perseveres to think of new and creative ways to recruit and retain staff, and she looks forward to the day when staff will be knocking on our door to work at our wonderful program. Amen. Bernadette deeply loves each resident and treats everyone with the utmost respect and dignity. She empowers them to do their best and to strive for their highest potential. She enjoys cooking meals with the residents, taking them to Phillies games, hiking in the woods, or just plain hanging out as adult friends and family. Leading by example, she's created a family atmosphere where residents truly care for one another. She has a hard work ethic. You can always find her at her desk at 7:30 in the morning, still there at dinner time, and occasionally an overnight shift. Coupled with her compassion for the residents truly makes her our unsung hero. She does it all without seeking any accolades or fanfare, but rather content with the knowledge that at the end of the day, the residents are safe, cared for, and loved. It's both my honor and pleasure to present our first Unsung Hero Award to Bernadette Gismondi.
Oh, that's so sweet. Very nice. I do it for you guys. There you go. Here's a picture somewhere. Right. Thanks. So this is yours. Okay. And this is yours. Oh, wait. I'm going to drop that. All right. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Number 2. Our next unsung hero is Amogi Amaran, who started with us in January 2020 and wasted no time digging in and lending her expertise to help with Weinberg Commons. In the next few months, Amogi helped lead a thoughtful search, hired and trained a group of quality direct support professionals to work in the residences. And then we were closed. Throughout those months, Amogi was diligent about staying positive and remained hopeful that we would open soon. Sadly, the staff that she had worked so hard to train could not hold out for the program to open, and most individuals sought other employment. Ever committed, Amogi regrouped and helped to hold a secondary search through Zoom and trained over 20 new staff members, all by remote means. Not an easy feat. We eventually opened in August and were thrilled to begin moving in residence. With her welcoming smile and congratulatory remarks, Amogi quickly made each resident feel comfortable as she brought them into the family. As time progressed, Amogi continued to move in residence and train staff, all the while dealing with the daily issues that arose due to the ongoing pandemic. Most notably, during our 2-week lockdown of our facility, Amogi came in every day in a hazard suit to care for the resident who tested positive. Working in a residential environment is a tough but rewarding job. Our staff are constantly faced with challenges as they strive to help each resident develop and grow independently without the familiar comforts of home. Add in a pandemic, and you can just imagine the need for employees who are resilient, creative, kind, and committed. Thankfully, we have that in Amogi. Her warm ways, caring nature, and strength of character enable her to plan fun and enriching activities, develop a team of professionals, and forge a path during the most difficult time for our residents. It is my pleasure to bring Amogi here to receive the Unsung Hero Award for her efforts and dedication.
Careful the wire. Oh, here we got another one. Thank you. Oh, so sweet. We'll take another picture of that one too. Thank you. Oh, went out. Okay, one more. Here you go. Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have a lot of unsung heroes at Weinberg. Working in a residential program is a unique experience. Parents entrust their loved ones to people they don't know. Direct service professionals, or as they're known, DSPs, are the core of a residential program, as they provide 24-hour support and encouragement to residents. A DSP must be compassionate yet firm, willing to listen without judgment, and most importantly, the individual needs to be attuned to the resident's needs. DSPs are there to help the residents develop their skills. So instead of doing the laundry for them, they are doing the laundry with them. Instead of cooking for them, they are cooking with them. While this concept sounds simple, I assure you it is not. It truly takes a special person to fill the shoes of a DSP. Gina, our third unsung hero of Weinberg Commons, is one such person. With a career background in residential work, she's empathetic, patient, and rejoices in the accomplishment each resident makes, whether large or small. Through her efforts, Gina has developed a special bond with the residents and has earned the trust of their families. Gina's warm personality quickly gave our residents a sense of comfort in their new environment. Her experience taught her to stay calm and carry on while in the presence of residents and peers, but also recognize stress and attend to it while out of eye and earshot of anyone. This small but imperative trick aided Gina in developing healthful, respectful relationships with all residents and coworkers. Gina's persistent in scheduling festive activities, which provided a break from the Zoom offerings, were well received. These activities provided relief from the lockdown. From the very first fall-themed dinner, to our Be Our Guest dinner, to the Spirit of Philadelphia anniversary celebration, Gina's creative juices made Weinberg a home for the residents during a very stressful time. The DSP position is so valued by JFCS that we now plan to present a DSP of the Year award on an annual basis. And I am so proud to recognize Gina Galliano as the first recipient of this award. She is truly an unsung hero. And as a side note, as we've expanded our second phase, we recognize Gina's talents, and she was recently promoted to the position of residential manager. And we know she'll continue to grow and do great things. Okay. Got another set of flowers here for Miss Jill. Yes.
Thank you, Jill.
That's so sweet.
Thank you.
I'm done. I now invite Marla back to present the Building Hope Award.
Speaking of unsung heroes, it is now my incredible pleasure to present Casey Isdaner, President of Jewish Community Properties, with the Bonei Tikva Building Hope Award. Casey has worked tirelessly with me and the JFCS team during the past 2 years to actualize our dream of owning our own family assistance building. Casey was instrumental in identifying the perfect building with help from Jason Wolf, for negotiating a fair price, and for hiring and managing the construction and renovation effort. In his volunteer capacity, he served as the official unpaid project manager for our new and beautiful Rona Fisher Family Assistance Building. Countless days, weeks, and hours were spent on imagining the plan and supervising the remodel. Casey was ever patient with us, thoughtful, and incredibly wise. He offered options and challenged our thinking when needed. His commitment to the clients was evident every day. He has truly become a valued member of the JFCS team and a guardian to those who need us most. Casey, you are a longstanding friend to JFCS who cares deeply about our mission of serving those in need of sustenance. You made this dream a stunning reality for all to take pride in. Thank you, and please come up and join me at the podium. Done yet. I would like to present you, come a little closer up here so I can see you, with this beautiful tallis from Israel. A prayer shawl is truly a symbol of shelter, one that we wrap ourselves in order to create a safe space in which to elevate our spirits. In many ways, a tallis is just like a home in that it provides protection, warmth, and comfort. all of the things we seek to achieve at the Rona Fisher Family Assistance Building. I hope too, Casey, you will be elevated each and every time that you don this beautiful prayer shawl. And let me put it on you to test it out.
Very nice. Oh, you're so
Woo! Kol hakavod to you, Casey, for all that you have done and all that we will do in the future because of your help. Thank you so much.
so thoughtful of you. Thank you.
This is all for you. House bag, Keepa.
Deepa, got it all. Thank you.
Okay. 8 years ago, I attended an addictions task force meeting, which was spearheaded by Camden County Commissioner Director Lou Capelli. Through that first contact, a meaningful and mutually beneficial relationship developed between the Camden County Board of Commissioners and JFCS. It was clear then that we had a shared vision and purpose of providing awareness to the community about the opiate and heroin epidemic and preventing further overdose deaths. I was thrilled to be invited just 1 year later to sit on the addictions task force, and 3 years later to be offered a seat on that board. Through these appointments, I was able to spread the word about our addictions programming and develop significant connections with other community organizations. Among their many roles, the commissioners are involved in community service and work closely with local agencies like ours to provide the very best quality of life for county residents. With this common goal, they have generously committed grant dollars toward JFCS programming for the last 5 years. In June of this year, we were awarded a new 3-year grant totaling over $150,000 to assist our family assistance program, youth and teen programming, special needs culinary training and social recreational programs, and Cafe Connection, our memory cafe for participants and their caregivers. These dollars will positively impact thousands of individuals, knowing that the county supports our mission is a source of great strength for JFCS. Their friendship has opened many doors for us and has provided access to other government officials and groups. Veterans Affairs helped us to launch our Take the Wheel program 7 years ago, and we have been proud to partner with the VA in the flagging of the graves of veterans each year, as well as in their annual medal ceremony. We appreciate the friendship of Colonel Ted Gallagher, who most recently invited our volunteer director, Sherry Jonas, to join the monthly Camden County Veteran Outreach Activity meetings. It is my pleasure and honor to present the Camden County Board of Commissioners with the JFCS Community Partnership Award. We truly appreciate all that you do for the residents of Camden County and are grateful for the opportunities you have afforded us in the past and for those yet to come. I'd like to invite Commissioner and JFCS Advisory Council member Jeff Nash, along with former JFCS board member Commissioner Melinda Kane, along with Commissioner Al Dyer, to the podium to share remarks. Careful of the wires. Yeah.
Wait, we gotta take a picture.
Yes.
Marla, thank you very much. I do want to recognize my colleagues who are here with me today. Melinda Kane, a Cherry Hill resident, is
the liaison to Camden County's Veteran Affairs Committee, which Marla had talked about, and the work that she has done with veterans comes from the heart. Melinda is a Gold Star mom. She lost her son Jeremy in Afghanistan, and she has turned her pain into purpose by helping all of the veterans of Camden County. So let's give Melinda a big round of applause. And the newest member of the Board of Commissioners is Al Dyer. Al has the honor to be the principal of Camden High School, the brand new Camden High School. You can applaud that. Al reminded me as we walked in that his favorite school is Cherry Hill East because when he was at Camden High, they won 4 state championships against Cherry Hill East. I'm going to be very quick, but I have to say it's a bit awkward for us to be receiving recognition from JFCS because we should be the ones who are honoring all of the volunteers and the employees and recognizing the work that JFCS does in our community. One of the great accomplishments was especially during the inception of the pandemic, Camden County and its health department was trying to figure out how are we going to provide health services to 510,000 people during a pandemic, not knowing what's going to happen. But one agency above all others in Camden County stepped up and partnered with Camden County and took the lead to help deliver meals to senior citizens who could not leave their homes, to offer care to those who are most in need. That's what this organization has done. And I am very proud that Camden County has partnered with JFCS. I'm very proud of Marla and her work with the Addiction Awareness Task Force. I'm very proud that we have received this recognition, but most importantly for me, I am very proud to be part of this Jewish community. Thank you so much.
I'd now like to welcome Board Member Rona Cohen to recognize our distinguished sponsors.
Hi, everyone. As I was preparing this speech, I was trying to think of a unique way to say thank you to our incredible sponsors and donors. Some way to be more creative, something catchy that would capture your attention, and most importantly, something that would relay our utmost gratitude in a year that has been unprecedented, urgent, uncharted, and uncertain. And then I simply realized that you are also unprecedented. You had a sweeping sense of urgency. You navigated uncharted waters. You never were uncertain about your commitment to this agency's mission. There are no words that can thank you enough and show our deepest appreciation. There are no words that can adequately articulate what you have helped this agency to accomplish this past year. There are no words to describe what a gift you have given to your community, how you have answered the call, making it possible to provide hope for those suffering during these darkest of days. There are no words that can truly capture the impact of our collective effort. Please just know how grateful we are for each and every one of you. Every donor to the agency is listed in your program. I will now call up past presidents Miriam Feldman, Judy Love, and Hope Morgan to help publicly recognize all of our believer level donors and up that are participating in person or virtually this evening. Thank you all so much.
Our principal partners, the Jewish Federation of Southern New Jersey, the Raymond and Gertrude R. Saltzman Foundation, Greg Wolf, KLW Reporting in memory of Justin Wolf. Dreamers, Jane Davis, Stacy and Andy Levin, Judy and Donald of Blessed Memory Love, Marvin Sampson Foundation. Visionaries, Camden County Board of Commissioners, Keith, Hope, Amanda, and Rebecca Morgan.
At the leader level, the Jewish Community Foundation. Champion level, Sander and Rona Cohen. And also Wolf Commercial Real Estate, LLC. Innovators are the Miller Family Foundation, Rothkopf Law Group, Gail of Blessed Memory and Bill Shane, and the Walk for Family and Friends with Cancer.
Builder, Adler's Pharmacy, Miriam and Alan Feldman, Dan and Marla Myers, Platt Memorial Chapel Incorporated, Hillary and Harry Platt, Scott and Meredith Seligman, Beth and Craig Wynn, Timothy Rice Estate and Elder Care. Believer, Atrium Financial Associates, Andy and Joy Cohen, Marjorie and Mark Dannenbaum, Patricia and Randy Lon, Life Force Senior Care Corporation, Ian and Susan McClinsky, Renee and Jim Nachbar, Margot and Alan Orlin. Thank you.
Good evening. Hi, I am so honored to talk about an individual who has truly devoted himself to JFCS for the past 8 years. Greg Wolf first came to our agency with his heart in his hand, wanting to help families like his own who struggled with loss due to addiction. Initially funding a support group for grieving families, Greg moved on to a mission of prevention and awareness, helping us develop our Right in Our Backyard program, recently refreshed to One Step at a Time. Greg has given to this program not only financially, but prior to the pandemic, presented at every program, personally educating thousands of students and parents. Greg's tenure on our board warmed him to other facets of our agency. Deeply moved by the needs of our clients, he has generously supported Holocaust survivors and our SAIL, Social Recreational Program for Young Adults with Special Needs. Greg also has named the counseling suites at our new Rona and Fisher Family Assistance Building in memory of his beloved son, Justin, in order to continue the mission of addiction awareness and education. But Greg doesn't just talk the talk. He is also a vetted volunteer and a beloved friendly visitor. He walks the walk. Greg, your intelligence, thoughtfulness, compassion, and hard work has and will continue to impact this community, and we are most grateful. JFCS has been incredibly blessed having you as a board member these past 5 years, and I was personally honored to have you on my board. Although you are completing your board term, we know that your work with JFCS will continue, and I look forward to all that lies ahead. Thank you so much, Greg, for everything. Now I'd like to call up Hope Morgan.
Tonight, we must say goodbye to another outstanding board member, Charla Felcher. Charla and I met many moons ago, and when I ultimately asked her to join the board, it was a thrill to have someone of her caliber and talent join us. As the owner of her own public relations firm since 1984, Felcher Horowitz Public Relations, Charla first brought her talents to our marketing committee. Her networks and connections in the media world helped us to gain many firsts for JFCS, including various print and television coverage for events such as our annual vocational breakfast. When I asked Charlotte to become my co-chair of this marketing committee, she just could not say no, as this is her ultimate passion. Charlotte also worked on a committee to address how we could best attain young adults to become involved with JFCS. Charlotte believes that young people are the future leadership and philanthropists for our world, and our agency is stronger with their insight. While we will miss Charlotte, we are thrilled that she will remain as my co-chair of the marketing committee. Her passion for JFCS is palpable, and we are looking forward to continuing to have her with us for many years to come. I would now like to introduce Ann Miller.
Before I start, I have to say how wonderful it is to be able to look out and see all of your faces tonight. So thank you for being here. Our JFCS Advisory Council brings together a very special group of community leaders who have a strong affinity for the agency and are exemplary supporters of its mission. This group was formed in 2007 and flourished under the strong leadership of Michelle Galco and Mark Shapiro. And it has been my honor to oversee this group, as they are an invaluable part of our JFCS family and contribute so greatly to the work of the agency. Whenever we need their expertise or advice, our advisory council members stand ready to assist the agency. We meet in the fall and in the spring, usually hearing an update from a JFCS staff or board member and brainstorming on important questions or current issues. At this time, we would like to recognize and thank all of the current members of our JFCS Advisory Council for their continuing dedication and service to the agency. Please stand if you are present, and I ask you all to hold your applause until the end. And I know a few of you are watching virtually, so if you want to stand up wherever you are, that's fine. Mark Adler, Bucky Buckman, Scott Kofina, Nina Cohen, Karen Elkis, Joan Feinberg, Peter Fisher, Michelle Galco, Joanna Greenfield, Patricia Lahn, Jeffrey Nash, Howard Orell, Arlene Plasky, Harry Platt, Mark Schott, Scott Seligman, Aaron Singer, Chris Warren, Sally Zyberg. Now you can applaud. Okay. Now it is my pleasure to officially install our newest member to the JFCS Advisory Council. Casey Isdaner, please stand. You have already heard a lot of wonderful things about Casey tonight. He, like all of our Advisory Council members, is a skilled, talented, and dedicated public servant for our community and beyond. Casey, please signify your acceptance of the honor and responsibility of joining the JFCS Advisory Council by repeating after me the Hebrew word for I am here, Hineni. Thank you for agreeing to be here for the agency and for our community, and congratulations on becoming part of our JFCS Advisory Council. Thank you.
What an evening. I hope you feel as proud and inspired as I do. The next chapter of JFCS is bound to be a great one, but it cannot be written without all of you. Thank you for being part of our family. The night is still young, kinda, it's my bedtime. Please enjoy this beautiful evening, enjoy the treats, and catch up with each other. Have a great night.